Sessions versus Manualbots. The game has already started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals of the OeSL playoffs, Season 2. We got a great game for you today. Manualbots, the rank 2 team in the in the general season, versus Sessions, the rank 1 team in the general season, have made it all the way to the final round here, and we're going to get a definitely fun match. There's a lot of tension currently between these teams, as they both are definitely trying to show their dominance in this league. So as you can tell, the match has already started. The first game was on Eichenwald, where we got to see a match against where Manualbots ended up taking a point after a 2-minute after having 2 minutes to spare for their first push. We'll see how this ends up playing out for the latter matches. Again, this is the finals, so we are best of 5, or rather first to 3. So the first team to get 3 map points, or map victories, is going to be crowned the winner. So currently Sessions is attacking for their first attempt. 60 has been clicking enough bodies, but not really getting a lot of headshots today. It's been a little unfortunate, really, although he has been applying pressure in the right area in order to maintain enough enemy dissonance. Small anti-nade and an important target comes out from Masa, who's just joined the game after the first match. And it looks like the first point is going to end right here. It's going to be a hard reset for the Sessions team. They don't have any ultimates particularly ready to board, and it seems like this might be their last attempt at this point. Dimes, meanwhile, is on fire, suggesting that he's been taking people out and diving the backline very intensely. Now, we know we can expect a lot out of the Manualbot side in the realm of their dive. So, at this point, Sessions is focused primarily on their anti-dive and calling out what elements of dive the Manualbots team is going to do next. What this means is that, really, Sessions is kind of playing into Manualbots' hand. The potential that they show in this match is mostly going to be determined by who can outsmart the other team first, and who can play as a stronger unit. So I was going to come in going bananas on that payload with the Roid Rage is real. But it looks like none of the other members of Sessions will be available to finish off that last point. Unfortunate times. Ladies and gentlemen, for the time being, we are only able to view the Sessions side. Hopefully, Swifty will, at this point, be able to change my team to General Spectator, which would be the optimal... perfect. Timing. However, this is a known bug where if you are changed... If you are changed mid-loading, then you get this awkward state where you're just looking out over this lush Australian landscape, or potentially in the Australian landscape. It's sometimes hard to tell. Here we can see the Manualbots team getting ready to make that first push. Looks like they're probably going to be running a Bastion, so be ready for some pirate ship comp. We haven't seen a lot of this in the more recent Dotes meta, Goats Dotes meta, but it's still a very strong composition to run. it's also probably going to throw Sessions for a little bit of a loop, considering that Sessions is mostly prepared to see Manualbots run dive. Sessions, of course, having one sub right now that Masa has been able to come back, the Pro Ana. But we will see what comes. Starting off with a nice cheeky headshot. Ben kills 60 with little concern for what could happen next. Sessions team seems to be regrouping in the back section, hoping to get the 6v6, or at least get the drop onto the Manualbots side. Of course, with this Bastion on the Manualbots side, it's a bit hard to tell what's going to happen. Killing Manualbots, 60 kills dimes on Bastion. Ben is back with a vengeance, getting a triple kill. Going to make this definitely lean very intensely in the Manualbots' favor. Meanwhile, trying to get mech back, Sierra will get a stagger kill. That is, ladies and gentlemen, what a stagger looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm experimenting a little bit with this camera technique. Here, it looks like we're going to take out the last members of Sessions and take this point. Now, what this means is that Sessions, especially with the late stagger onto the Diva, is not really going to have a strong ability to do a 6v. Is going to have to do a 5v6 for this next fight, unless they can stabilize really early and get those kills. We see the Manualbots team trying to take this top left point in order to get all the space that they need in order to take the fight all the way away from point. Make sure they can get all of the kills far away from anywhere that can contest the payload. Eventually, a late kill comes out from Zei, but without much results. This point looks like it's going to be the last attempt from the Session side in order to try and stop Manualbots. With the bomb going out, there's not much that John Trollo can do. Nano boosting the monkey. Sessions tries to throw all their eggs into this last dire attempt. With a bomb killing Ben and Noremi, that could definitely change the tide of this battle. Sessions currently at a one-man up advantage, but nevertheless still pretty close on the kill-death ratios. It looks like it's just John Trollo on the Doomfist going down, and now just a Zenyatta to stall out the last point with no ultimates to speak of. Looks like this is going to be it. This brings Manualbots to a nice and healthy 2-0 lead. But then again, this is a very high level of play, both these teams being open division worthy. We'll see exactly what they can't pull out in order to try to... Dimes being upset at the play of the game cut. Exactly what's going to be pulled out by them in order to try to secure their recovery. But Sessions not looking too healthy. Manualbots has a solid lead and has some serious disrespect by spelling out ass. Looks like the next next point is going to be on King's Row. Everyone loves King's Row. It's a very sniper heavy comp that sniper heavy map that can be used at the same time in to allow for a heavy goat's retaliation. Anything can effectively happen. So, as the teams get ready, we will explain the map. The attacking team comes out of the cathedral, going past the bus, past the statue of Mandata in order to unlock this first point. The first point being King's Row Garage. This King's Row Garage will produce a payload, which cannot be clipped into scene right now, and follow this long blue path down the streets of London all the way to this guard post of the cyborg slums, as they're known. At this point, teams will receive even more time. Then, 2 more turns in, the payload must be delivered to this battery charger capacitor power plant thing in order to secure the payload. We're going to see what sessions can't pull out on this first attack. It appears that they're going to be running a very dive-heavy comp, focusing mostly on using Swifty's speed boost in order to speed in. Taking the left side of Mandata, or right side of Mandata's statue, Sessions seems to want to draw out the Manualbots fighters, but Manualbots holding their ground, taking the bottom right side, using the shielding that they have in order to keep as much closed area as possible. Dimes the rocket punch, not gonna get a lot of damage out in that, but pushing the enemy back in order to secure that positioning. No deaths have come out from either side, and at this point, this fight could go on to be a serious lockup. Ben's going to sneak behind 60, trying to assassinate him. Finding the successful target, Ben's going to secure that first push they need. Along with the hammer, it looks like this fight's going in the realm of Manualbots. Hammer comes out from Zai on the Sessions side, causing a very strong contention for this point. Enough kills eventually find their way in order for Manualbots to potentially have to regroup for this next fight. At this point, Manualbots will have to either dive onto the point at the last moment or just simply give up the first point. With a Sombra in the back line, Ben can definitely save the spot, save that percentage, and allow for the team to regroup, and it looks like he's just going to do that. The team from Manualbots is back, and this fight is not over yet. Hammer goes down, not finding much results because of Zai's shielding. Both Graviton Surges, too, and a Graviton, not a Graviton Surge, but a Coalescence comes out in order to try to finish that secure. At this point, the players on Sessions are going to push up in order to try and keep Manualbots out here. And Ben is going to sneak his way back onto point before too much distance can be made. Ben's going to try and take out Gentrolo, but not finding a lot of results because that shield that Bridget has. Still, enough harassment was placed onto her to allow for Sessions to realize, hey, this might not be the best option. Ooh, a hammering down comes from Zai, knocking out 2 of the members. Swifty is able to knock out 2 of the members from Manualbots. How will this play out in the grand scheme of things? With some late kills onto the healers and Junkrat and Ben, that easily spells the fight for Sessions. EMP comes out, causing no shields to be available for the Manualbot side. Payload's captured, and that will give Sessions all the time they need in order to try to cap this last point, hopefully. Now, coming in from the Manualbot side, they have two ultimates. They have a Tire and they have EMP. Now, EMP is really not the strongest with this. EMP and Tire come out at the same time in order to try to maximize the value, but without much shielding... Ooh, I speak too soon. Dime's getting 2 kills onto both the healers. Spells the end of that push for Sessions. Will Swifty be able to make it out in time, or will he be staggered and cause a massive drain on the time bank for Sessions? Groggy, with Manualbots Groggy with the hammer down ready. This is going to have to be a preemptive ult in order to try and take out the Sessions attack before they can do too much damage. Both hammers eaten by the shields. Looks like Sessions going to commit all their ultimates in order to try to push this fight to its logical conclusion. Will Save use his Graviton Surge in order to try and take out the remaining members of Sessions? No, it will not be in their favor, unfortunately, as Sessions, with 6 people on the cart, and only Lucio and Sombra on the Manualbot side, going to find their way to that final point. Now, that was a very interesting combination we saw coming out from the Manualbot side. EMP and Tire. EMP mostly working on taking out shielding, shields, and the health shields, is usually combined more with things that can mitigate burst damage. But if you were looking at the Session side, the only real shielding they had was Reinhardt, and of that, his shield was getting pretty low on health. It worked out in the end, but committing the EMP would have probably been stronger with a if you did it with the Graviton Surge, since if you get your Reinhardt and your Graviton Surge, that shield's going to mitigate most of the damage. That being said, there wasn't a lot of burst damage being done on the Session side, so Manualbots also not having too many ultimates that can combo very well with EMP. It was more that Ben, I think, wanted to take out 60 before 60 was able to, well, get into the back line and neutralize. Well, maybe not get into the back line, but kill the back line of Manualbots. Now, this is for all the marbles. Manualbots has the advantage here, where if they get this last point, well, not point, but map, then they secure their victory. At this point, Sessions is probably panicking a little bit, so they'll be probably playing a little bit closer to the chest. Although with 4 minutes in the time bank, there's not a lot to worry about. Looks like the Sessions team is going to split up their forces, mostly taking the high ground, though. But with Lucio taking the backside, nor try to bewilder the Sessions strategies. Drop comes down from Groggy, followed by Save in order to support his fellow tank. Anti comes out, causing the D.Va to retreat, and looks like Naremi is going to be the first one taken down, making this a 5v6. Groggy goes down too after coming out of the hotel at a bad time. I didn't want to check out at this hour. Looks like that fight's going to be a hard reset. Sessions has yet to lose someone this fight, and that could be the advantage that they need in order to secure this victory. Save goes down without too much of a fuss, and Ben putting in some damage to the back line, but really, all in all, not finding the hacks that he wants in order for the team to take advantage of this. Next fight is gearing up right now. It looks like the tanks are going to take the lower right side. And with only an Ana ultimate on the Sessions side, there's not really much combination they can do with this. Sessions going to try to take out, committing a lot of ultimates there. They intend to win this fight and take a lot of time off the Sessions clock. No percentage to be gained yet from the Sessions side, from the Manualbot side. We'll see how they intend to use this. Ooh, Dimes at the stagger kill. Looks like Sessions might want to be waiting a little bit longer before they go back in for this next engagement. Now, Ana and Diva Bomb is or EMP and Diva Bomb is a very good combo. It allows for everyone to think they're safe and at the same time realize no, they're not. Looks like they're not going to commit the combination though. They're just going to start with EMP in order to try and get rid of any Zai's shielding. Then the Graviton Surge comes out from the Session side, trying to secure a little bit of space for them to recover. Sira ends up going down to the Diva Bomb, and that could spell the beginning of the end. John Trollo also going down, half the healing, both tanks going, and unless Massa wants to be staggered even more, he should just die now. Swifty swapping to Ana. Now, Swifty is a good Ana. We just don't see him that much on it. Perhaps those misses are the exact reason why. Going in relatively alone, Sierra's going to be on the hamster now. Seeing a lot of damage go out. But, oof, that... With the rockets coming in, Dimes is going to secure the point for Manualbots. Manualbots a little bit broken up here. You can see all the teammates are a little broken apart. At the same time, we are also looking at Sessions saying, hey, what's up with that? Three people on the payload. This payload's going to move rather quickly. Both healers, though, which is surprising, because Lucio's usually pretty far up there. I guess that Manualbots doesn't think they're going to need it for this fight. Late recovery coming in from Sessions. It's going to cause quite a lot of staggering, and with only 3 people fighting from the Manualbot side, this is not feeling too good for them. 60 going to harass the back line, eventually going to die to Ben. Now, if we look at ultimates coming online, we see that Save has his bomb again, and we have Sonic and the Winston ult. That's a pretty strong ult combination, considering that you have your defensive ult, you have your personal ult, and you can do a lot of damage with it. EMP coming out from 60, hopefully going to combine it with Masa, who's getting some serious work done here, pushing out the enemy team, but with the anti on them, doesn't look like Sessions is going to get a lot of support there. At just under 3 minutes left, it looks like Manualbots is going to try and take this all the way to the goal. Starting with the Infrasights, the damage is going to hopefully come out, taking out some of the DPS early. Not really going to find a lot of results with that damage, but with that barrier going out. Eventually, the tank's going to try and take out Ben on the Widowmaker. Widowmaker finding her escape before too much damage is thrown at her. And finding some revenge onto that. Jantrolo getting a little bit frisky with the monkey, but having no Remy to heal him up there. Ooh, and the Doomfist comes in, trying to take out the Ana in the back line. Not going to find a lot of results. as Ben proceeds to take out 60 and Naremi takes out Jantrolo relatively early. This is going to either be a staggered fight where we're going to see bodies being thrown on point by Sessions, or this might just be it for everything that Manualbots needs in order to win. We're going to see Masamune throwing out another Coalescence. Dime's going to try and mitigate as much of that as possible, but not getting a lot of results. 60 getting the headshot onto Genji. Not an easy task to do. Looks like this is going to be a hard reset for Manualbots, calling back all of their forces to the spawn. The real question here is that with only 2 ults coming online, neither of which does a lot of damage, what will Manualbots be doing in order to try and secure this last point? We see a reverse dive from the D.Va coming back from behind. And the Winston bubbles come out. Fight seems to be happening on the lower ground, which is rather strange considering the amount of mobility on dive v dive comp that is being run right now. Swifty going to try to keep the backline safe here with his sleep dart. Ooh, and he gets the hit into save. Nice one there. Looks like even with the Lucio, Naremi is not going to get a lot when you're a 1v5 fight on payload. Groggy with the shield is the last person on point. Ben 5 seconds from death. Seems like this fight might just end right here if save can be boot back. Sessions getting their first map of the day. We're going to see how that pays out in the long run if they can't reverse sweep, or if Manualbots, who still has a nice healthy lead, is going to end the game right here, right now. Of course, expecting to see 60 Masamune and Dimes on cards here is no surprise. Ladies and gentlemen. Did they think this was best of 3 or best of 5? Okay, Manualbots have the map choice, and the league rules change for this last map for the playoff season. In playoffs, we get to see Assault, Escort, Assault and Escort, Escort, and Control Point. So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an Escort map. Manualbots, knowing them, are going to most likely choose a map either like Dorado or Blizzard World in order to secure high ground and win a Widow fight. Although, knowing that 60 is a worthy adversary for Ben and Dimes, they may opt into a more defensive stance like Junkertown. Zai is now the host. We'll see what map they choose in just a moment. Then, gentlemen, Route 66 will be our next map, it appears. Now, Route 66 is it's an interesting map because it allows for several different compositions to be run. Dive is a very strong one, but also a traditional 2-2-2 is not a bad choice either. We would most likely expect to see Masa and Ana, both Widows on both Ben and 60 on Widow, and perhaps some Pharah action from Dimes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this moment to provide a word from our sponsors, water. Water from your local utility company. Stay hydrated. The map, like any traditional escort map, will feature 3 checkpoints. The attacking team will come out of these doors and transport this payload through 3 checkpoints, going down the road of Route 66 past Big Earl's, around it, and opening up these doors. They'll gain some more time to push it past this saloon and auto body shop, past propane, and into this final hideout of some nature by the Deadlock Gang. The Deadlock Gang's hideout, which is very American, by the way, only has one major bend in it, after which very large sightlines are opened up. There are many strong sniper points in this position, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot more Ana and Widowmaker. But at the same time, because it's low ceiling, the shields are pretty effective. Now sponsored by water. Excuse me as I get my cameras in position. We can talk about the composition. It seems like the Manualbots side is going to be running a traditional dive 2-2-2 comp, where Dimes is going to be running a Pharah. 60 is going to continue running the Sombra. Not a bad choice, but definitely a very interesting one. If you hack the med pack in the cave right here, you can get a lot of healing out of it, but you lose all that ult percentage. Ben, also going Sombra, is going to try and take out the backline early, most likely getting a hack onto the Bridget? Is going to mitigate a lot of her healing output, so she can't play as you'd expect her to. Ben eventually escapes, and Pharah is going to start raining in damage from above. Dimes is definitely not a Pharah you want to mess with, and with very few hit scans to deal with that, we're most likely going to see some swaps from the Session side. Dimes eventually starts taking out enemies. Swifty is the first to go, followed closely by himself. Masa getting 3 shots onto Dimes can knock out the Pharah. Save, trying to stall at the point as much as possible, will end up most likely staggering himself. Dime's going to start throwing in some damage, trying to get some chip damage onto Zai, but not really going to get a lot of value out of that. A hack comes in, bent onto Swifty, but very little results come out of it if you're not able to secure that kill. Ana missing the sleep dart, but Sarah being able to cover up with the kill onto Dimes as he was about to justice all over her face. We see the anti-nade come out. Anti-nade causing a lot of disruption for the Session side, but they're able to cap it regardless because of hashtag C9s. Playing off the point, like Cloud9, will earn you that rank. We're going to see some regrouping here come in here. Ben's going to try to get perhaps an early cheeky hack onto Session side. We'll see what happens. 60 going to start by hacking, and the EMP comes out, followed closely by a dive from the Manualbots side. This dive could spell an early fight, but looks like a lot of ultimates going to be committed. Not a lot of deaths being found. Zai goes down, followed by Syrah, but with Graki going down, this is only going to be a 5v4. Revive comes into Groggy, meaning that this fight has ended in favor of Manualbots. Now we're seeing a lot of ultimates come online for both sides, really. We're seeing Bomb as well as as Dimes' Justice again. Now that is a combo waiting to freaking happen. There aren't too many shields come. Ooh, and Dimes getting a triple with his Justice before he ends up going down. Getting revived by Naremi. It's going to be a hard reset for Sessions. No ultimates used there for Session side, and 4 ultimates coming online. Graviton, Surge, EMP, and Nano. Quite a strong combination, if I do say so myself. Save, meanwhile, being demeched, will have her ultimate the second that Diva gets back into her mech. Baby Diva building up that ultimate really early, really fast, though. Grog's going to take the high ground, try and get a drop onto the back line. Not finding a lot of value with that grappling hook. Various eventually killing Masa. Ooh, and 3 more kills coming in from Dimes and the monkey. Hard reset central for Sessions. Now, Sessions has been holding on to these ultimates for 2 engagements now. Eventually swapping Gentrolo onto the McCree, so this way they can take care of that Pharah. But oof, in that time, in those 2 fights, Manualbots has been able to get 2 more kills. How will they deal with this if they... Ooh, Gentrolo getting the first kill before Ben taking him out, and the res comes once again back onto Dimes. Naremi dying as well, though, means that this could spell some serious trouble for the healing central of Manualbots. Ooh, EMP being used in order to counteract the Justice. Very smart move. High reaction speeds there. But it seems like that payload is not going to be moving too awfully far. A lot of ultimates used on both sides, though, meaning that the ult economy, while it's not in favor of Sessions having a good economy push. The Save's been holding on to this bomb for a long time. What's he going to do with it exactly? When is the right time to use it? Apparently not when you're about to kill 2 people really early on. However, 2-3 kills come out onto the Manualbot side. This is a pretty even fight. DMEC comes out. Groggy just destroying people with his feet and his Tesla cannon. Tendrils of the Tesla cannon. Masa going to go in a little bit early. Not much to support him. Ooh, Various getting an early kill into 60s. Not going to spell good times. The idea here being that 60's trying to stop the dive before it happens. EMP coming in, followed by High Noon from Gentrolo. Oof. No kills found from that. But it could kill the Baby Diva before she remix. I spoke too soon. Bomb coming out, getting 1 kill. Was it worth holding on to it for that long save? Apparently it was, if you're going to hold the Sessions team from getting significant progress. Seeing a lot of action here. Damage being thrown out left, right, and center. And eventually, Gentrolo dies on the Doomfist. A very slippery character. Sarah using the bomb, but not finding any targets, because they all scatter like cockroaches. Ooh, and Zay not being able to make it back to the point in time is going to spell the end of round 1. Now, the real match there happened around second point, at the beginning of second point. There was no hit scan to really deal with Dimes on the Pharah. Dimes' Pharah is not something you want to mess with. It's not something that you want to say, hey, we can take him out with anything else, or we can shield that. It's something that you definitely need. Hey, we need a McCree or a Widowmaker right now. Guess who we needed? We needed 60 on that Widowmaker. 60 was mostly running the back there in order to try and stop the dive from getting onto the healers, but Masa could have most likely swapped onto the Moira in order to try to get more of that positioning that they needed, the mobility that they needed in order to deal with any potential dives. Now we're going to see, again, a bit more of a 2-2-2 comp. Focusing heavily on dive from the Sessions side. Sessions trying to take out fights before they happen again. If you get a click on to a head and dive the opposing side, you're going to take them out no problem. Now, and as I say that, I realize that they're running triple healer on sessions. This could be very interesting. A simple Anonade can stop all that healing potential from going through, but at the same time, you're not really running Zen for all of his healing potential. You're running him for his power booster, Discord Orbs. And we're going to see, again, a very strong dive coming in from the Manualbots side. Manualbots love playing dive. Dime's going to stick with that Pharah. Going to get a lot of early damage. 60 really keeping Dimes on his toes right now. Going to stay low to the ground, playing with natural cover. 60 is going to have to get that positioning just right in order to avoid being dove, but at the same time get a lot of damage out onto the flying characters. Zai goes down early, and followed by Syrah, means that the tank line for Sessions is already dead. With Jantrolo, this is a 3v6, and not much more can really be gained from them. Grog going to dive the back line now, but may die himself if 60 can get enough headshots onto him. Payload's going to start moving, and moving along. At this point, the only real move to maintain first point would be to wait for the last second and dive in. Looks like Shwitvy's going to start with Lucio staying on point and not getting the results that they want. Both supports die early on. A lot of damage coming out from Dimes. Again, really scary Pharah. You gotta put pressure on him. But with the shields coming in from the dive composition, from the Winston on the Manualbot side, they pretty much are left with no other options. The only real option you can run at this point is a combination of heavy shields on your own side and just snipers. 60 dies in the back line to Ben. And all the ultimates coming out from the Manualbot side, combining the Justice and the Mercy ult in order to try to get all the kills that they need in order to secure the payload. This is the last chance that Sessions has in order to stop the progression of the payload. What will they be doing? 60 is going to swap onto the newest character, Hammond. Gonna find a lot of damage and a lot of anti. It's really fast. Bomb goes out. Ooh, able to kill Naremi, but is that going to be enough? Bomb goes out from Save. Save on the high ground. Not going to also find any values. Bubbles staying on point. And Rally coming out. They're just throwing everything they have into this on the Session side. And it looks like it's going to pay dividends. They got 2 kills and are going to force a hard reset from Manualbots. Now, Manualbots grouping up here for their last attack. Going to apparently go through the cave. Coming out the cave, as well as Dimes flanking on the standard exit. They're going to try to draw the forces away from the Sessions side. Sessions not having a lot to work with here with all the swaps that they had. And it looks like there's enough pressure being put on point. Dime's going to go down to Jantrolo's rocket boosters. 60 going to try and take out the enemy tanks. And looks like that's going to be another hard reset that they're going to be throwing onto Manualbots. Ben's going to take the low ground here with Reaper. Going to try and get a nice cheeky flank stake in order to put pressure onto the tank line of Sessions. Taking the left side, it seems like Manualbots is going to try and dive on the point from behind. Will Sessions be able to identify this fast enough? It seems like they have, and they've started rotating. Zai going to kill Groggy early. And Ben going to go down as well due to Swifty's horrible chain whip. Nobody likes seeing that chain whip. Horrifying chain whip. Blair. Stagger Kill is going to come out and to save. A bit of macro strategy here. It's going to buy them a lot of time as all of the Manualbots team has reset. Ben trying to get an early pick here. With a pick, they could end the fight before it even starts. Because a 5v6 is not something that you want to have if you're defending a payload. Heck, it's not something you want at any point in time. Ben using the grappling hook in order to get away from the Winston. Ooh, Jantrolo clicking faces with the aimbot. 2-3 kills. It looks like if Manualbots wants any chance at having a solid push, they're going to have to reset. Sixty and Masamune are both going to have an ultimate combination. That could end this match at the last second. Ooh, but the bomb kills 60, the pivotal member. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but it seems like Sessions is not in control here. Coming back into point, 60's going to have that ultimate still. But will it be enough in order to take out all this pressure coming in off of point? Once that bubble goes down, we can expect to see a dance move. Ooh, and finally, Nefarious covers all of fills up his ult meter in order to try and save his team from that breakdance. Ooh, Jantrolo just pulling in the punches. Not gonna let a single face go untouched. It's a very good use of ultimates for that last point. Now, this section of the Wild West is actually a very hard section to control. Controlling this last section is usually very steamrolly because even after you've walked through, even if you just walked through first point, usually the enemy team doesn't have enough high ground advantage in order to take it. But with recent changes in the meta, it seems like that's becoming more and more possible. Now, Dimes Running Fair is very specific to this map. It's probably one of the scarier things you can see. So we'll see exactly what we're going to see from him next in the next game. Oasis. Orisa. Nipple. No, Oasis. Now, keep in mind, this game is supposed to end by 10 o'clock, so this is going to be a fun matchup as we try to see if the last control point will end in the Manualbots victory, or if Sessions will be able to pull off that coveted reverse sweep. So, for this map, we fight over this centralized point. This point is interesting because it uses a lot of CC. If you use a lot of CC, you can drag people into the hole, and then you have to wait 5 seconds, 7 seconds in order for people to get back. Alternatively, you can take the high ground, try and snipe people. Going in the main entrance, you can use a lot of shields, and of course, dive comps always works on this. So Dime's going to run Pharah again. This is a very high ceiling map. Effectively, there is no limit. So it makes a lot of sense to see his biggest damage dealer being used right now. Meanwhile, again, a 2-2-2 comp coming out from the Sessions side. 60's going to be running McCree, a very compact damage dealer. You don't need that long range and sights that you get from Widowmaker. Fight's breaking out here. Sessions going to stick to their corner of the map, stay all topped up with that nice Moira healing. And seeing that Reinhardt hammer just throwing people around, Grug is eventually going to get kill onto Swifty, but without much recourse. Looks like Manualbots is going to retreat for the end of that fight. Ooh, and we already see our first ultimate come out today. Masamune trying to take out people while keeping the healing high. Dime's going to use that ultimate in order to try and take out people on point, but unable to connect with the fade coming out from Masa. Masa's out of healing at this point, so he's not going to be able to do his top-up that well anymore. Gonna have to click on some bodies in order to get that healing meter back up. It seems like we're going to see some swaps at this point. Dime's going to swap onto Doomfist. Now, again, this is a very strong counter, but 60's Flashbang can still stop everything in their path. Gentrola going to get the kill onto Dimes. He must be feeling great about that. Save going to go down due to all of this anti-shielding comp coming in from Sessions. With hammers, flails, and death balls and punches, you don't see a lot of things that shields can block. It makes a lot of sense for Save to be running Zarya at this point then. Ooh, and the Graviton Surge comes out with the hammer punch from the sky. Ooh, the Graviton Surge invoked by both sides. And 60 going to be doing a zoning ultimate. Not going to be getting a lot of value out of that, but, well, zoning the ultimate. No Sleep from Nefarious comes out, but it looks like they're going to get enough kills in order to take the point. This point, Session's going to be doing a hard reset, and we'll be seeing some swaps potentially as they try to recover. Now, we see both hammers coming online for both teams, and that's definitely going to be a strong combination with Dimes' Meteor Strike. Real question is, which Ryan's going to win first? Ooh, Groggy tries to go in with the hammer, but not getting the results he wants, eaten by the shield. Kills 60, though, and let's face it, who doesn't feel good about that? All of the ults invested from the Sessions, or from the Manualbot side, Sessions now have the ultimate economy advantage. Smart move. Swifty is going to swap onto the Brig. Now, Brig's a very strong choice for this because if you can get the shield bash onto Groggy, then all of a sudden that hammer has nothing to stop it, really. Save can maybe throw a bubble to someone else and herself, but not the results you really want, since the rest of your team would be down. They're waiting for the call. Ooh, hammer comes in early. I was able to find some good results, I guess, and with the team being clustered into a corner, 60's going to try to zone again, getting kill onto Dimes. Team kill means that this match is over. So we still have one more map. At this point, it's match point for Sessions, and the tables have officially turned. Who will come out victorious? Now, we'll start by seeing an interesting pick from Dimes. Oh, never mind. Dimes can run a Genji on this map, a very strong pick if I do say so myself, but Pharah is the known meta right now. Pharah Mercy sticking on here, you can get all the sky area you want. It's just beautiful. Six is going to stay on that McCree because it was doing really good for countering Dines, but in this skybox, significantly bigger. So we'll see how well that drop-off change to McCree is going to affect this fight. Fight staying over in this corner over here. We see a lot of damage coming out onto the tanks, mostly from the Winston. Winston being able to mitigate all shields is a very strong pick to just decimate a shield-heavy comp. Ooh, 3 kills coming in from the Manualbots side means that that fight's going to be over well inside of Manualbots. Sessions reset, and with only 1.5 ults coming online, we're probably going to see some good defensive ult combinations or preemptive ult combinations with Dimes' Rocket Barrage coming in from above. Ben tries to get an early cheeky kill, not getting any damage with that, though. Ooh, and the kill comes in from John Troll onto Dimes, stopping that Rocket Barrage. Trying to kill Ben, too, and at this point, the fight is they invest the Sound Barrier. Sound Barrier is an interesting one to invest here, as the fight is currently leaning in the side of Sessions. Save getting demaxed right before the bomb, too. Feels bad, man. Ben's, who was recently revived by a Mercy, is going to die a late death. Now we see that, again, the ultimate tables have turned, and Masa has his ultimate as opposed to Save. Time's going to try and get some cheeky damage from above, getting Sierra really low, but not finding the final kill. The Mahult comes out from Moira. Masamune not getting a lot of death, but doing enough healing in order to keep the team up. Gotta save that healing ball for when your team really needs it, eh? Ooh, Fade comes out a little early from Masa if you wanted to get better position. Eventually, Gentrol uses the breakdance and gets the kills onto the Manualbots team. 60 trying to get that early kill onto the Pharah. If you can kill the Pharah, then at least they have no res on the Manualbots side. We'll check in with Groggy here, who just popped his ult last fight and is kind of sour about dying to that breakdance. Tobelstein comes out, but it seems like that shield wasn't enough on Groggy's part as 3 of his teammates die. Save gonna kill himself in order to avoid getting staggered any further. Now, reminder, Save has his ultimate. He doesn't want to just throw that away by swapping back. Ooh, but he does anyway! What is their plan? Using the shields in order to try to save themselves from the damage mitigation? The CC mitigation, rather? Wings come out from Various, but is it going to be enough to keep Groggy up? It looks not. Naremi also getting close and low on health. Going to die. And with only 2 people left on point, Save and Dimes are going to try and hold it. Dimes staying in, going to try and dive in the last second. Ooh! Objective secured. Feels bad, man. These matches apparently are best of 3. The reverse sweep Ladies and gentlemen, Sessions has won season 2 of the OeSL. Woo! Sessions, being the victor from last season, has a reputation to maintain at this point. What will happen to them in January as the teams swap themselves up again and we get rolling in season 3? Whew. Definitely a one for the record book. I will now ask for a interview with the victors at with the team. Ladies and gentlemen, that was an intense fight with a strong reverse sweep. I don't think any of us saw that coming. The Manualbots have a lot of experience in the Toronto sector for their TESPA team. And Toronto being one of the bigger contenders, now having an Overwatch team is definitely one of the scenes to be in. Yes.
Dorado.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No,
No,
wait,
it was
Route
Kings
66,
Row, was it?
Route 66.
No, it wasn't Kings Row.
Interview time.
Was it Kings Row? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your season 2 champions, Sessions.
Let's get it.
So, how did you guys feel about this game today? There was a lot of scheduling conflicts I saw.
It was a bit difficult at first. Like it was being a bit annoying, but we managed to pull it off even with Jan because Scale's just showing up now. He's throwing as usual.
Yeah. I was I came.
First couple maps were a bit weird. Like we took us a long time to try and like counter their dive properly. But once we got into our groove, I think on Kings Row, like or Route 66, sorry, that win actually really helped us get back into it. Huge Reaper swaps. We just needed. It was great, man. Good games to Manualbots.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we saw some nice swaps from you guys, particularly when we started seeing the McCree come out on those Farah heavy maps. What made you guys realize that that was the time to swap?
So
When I wasn't hitting anything on Widow.
pretty much.
When our
But it was
entire
also
team
it was
died.
also it was also because I think like we kind of thought too much about their dive and we kind of let it get into our heads. So in turn, instead of running more damage, we decided to run Brigida. So we were kind of lacking damage in that department. Eventually we were just like we need to have two DPS. Like we can't just do this with 3 support. Like there's no way we're not out damaging them.
Yeah, we're running like
So-
solo DPS, triple support, and I wasn't cutting it. And we just decided, yeah, we need the second DPS for the damage.
I mean, and like Jan just throws, he just feeds his doom. So I was like, just go
Get
leave
out,
it, please.
Get out. They hated.
What was the second map after Eichenwald? Was it Kings Row?
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
No,
No,
that
it
was
wasn't.
third
It
map.
was
I was there. It was Junkertown.
Junkertown, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, we got rolled on Junkertown. We just. I on that map, I attempted to play a DPS character I was not comfortable on at all. I tried to go Genji, and it was obvious that I was not putting up my fair share of work in the Junkertown map.
For sure.
I feel like
What was the Kings Row score? It's 3-2, right? Yeah,
Yes.
3-2.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were able to stop them right before they were able to cap, get around that last bend.
And then it was Route 66.
Yes, Route 66. You guys definitely.
Route 66 was 2-1, right?
It's 2-1,
Yeah,
yeah. Route 66, just 60 made an incredible swap to Hammond.
Yeah, and just stalled.
And then stalled, and
Yeah.
then I was trying to get back on Doomfist, but I know it wasn't gonna cut it because you're gonna keep pressuring us with the Pharah. So I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna play Soldier and see if I can poke her down because she was taking like these really aggressive angles that could easily be punished with any hit scan. So I just started poking her, and so
That was our. Sorry, go ahead.
that's when I swapped the Soldier 76 on Route 66.
That, like 60 said before, that was a point we shouldn't have won, which would have sealed them the entire series.
They were
Yeah.
And we somehow
We clutched it out.
back.
Yeah, clutched it on their map.
Syra
The
got a
stall
huge
came in.
bomb. Syra got
Yeah.
a huge bomb. Yeah, the stall came in. Syra got a huge bomb on their Mercy, and I think he also demeched the Diva. I'm not entirely sure. And then
I
I was
didn't see a
coming back.
demech.
After
I got
Hammond,
that.
or after the
Honest-
Hammond, I went Lucio and I just like suicided across point, just to like touch it. And at that point, our team sort of just rallied back, and holy shit, yeah.
I don't know what was going on their end, but we just cleaned up on point. Like once we got back on, like it wasn't even the full team. It was just a couple people. Like Brig was cleaning up kills. I
There
don't
was
know how
a
that was happening.
they I remember on one Pacific Quest they were all. You remember when they swapped to Widowmaker? They were all top left, and they used Valkyrie to make an initiation.
Yeah.
That was also a mistake. They lost track of me, and I don't know. That was, oh my lord. Their 66 was a blur, to be honest.
I'll
It was
say.
just like, oh my god, just stall, just win, just win.
We got super lucky, to be honest.
Cool.
Just
So,
screaming, that's all it was.
how are you guys feeling for season 3 then?
Jesus Christ.
Well-
Season 3 is not till January. I think Syra is going back to Brock.
Yep.
I know 60's not going to stay with Sessions. I'm definitely going to be doing it. I can't wait to shit on 60's team in the finals.
Yeah. Right.
So can't wait to just shit on him as Widow. But we'll get to that when it comes.
I can't wait until the game where you think you're gonna do that and you don't.
I'll snipe you with Zen, bro. From cross map, bro. 360.
And
Some
then
COD
60
shit,
only
bro.
use SMG, only SMG.
Looks like we have a
Gonna-
nice rivalry growing inside of the OESL teams. So we'll let you guys finish your post game review and have a good season 3. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this season. The OESL is formally wrapped up as far as the results, as far as the main events are concerned. There still is going to be one or two more fights for a third place position. Those will not be casted by me. And we will be continuing to host these events for the off season in the Ontario Overwatch Discord as we do our pubs on Monday night. So stay tuned. And like always, have a good day.